I was asked to kind of set the stage for the company presentations this evening by giving a brief talk on setting the context for what clean tech is, what are the drivers, and what's going on in Israel by way of innovation in the sector. So I'll just start quickly by introducing our fund. Israel Clean Tech Ventures is the first and to date the largest clean tech focused venture capital fund in the country. Thankfully, we're no longer the only such fund. My colleague Asori Medina from Terra is here. There are at least one or two other groups that have gotten started and are focusing in this sector, which is wonderful because there are still more opportunities for investment than there is capital dollars available to deploy. And so the more VCs start getting involved in this area, I think the better for Israel as a whole and hopefully also for Jerusalem. Our LP base, our investors come from all over the world, from here, from Israel, from Europe, from the US. We've made 9 investments so far in a range of industries. We're entirely focused on Israel as our core geography from which the technologies emanate. And our team, we have 8 professionals, investment professionals on our staff. There are 3 general partners. There are 4 venture partners who give us part of their time with a lot of experience from the different relevant industries that we cover, as well as our analyst, Gene Dolgan, who's here in the audience, who also is one of the founders of the Clean Israel Meetup Group. With that, I'll end the pitch about Israel Clean Tech and talk about what clean tech is defined by. And here it's really an umbrella term for a wide variety of technologies and industries, and we don't have time to go over all of these, but it touches on power generation, energy storage, material science, water technologies, transportation technologies and services. And we have somewhere in the order of 650 companies in the database of our fund. And in many of these areas, Israel and Israeli technology entrepreneurs have what to contribute. What are the drivers? So many of these, again, are going to be familiar to you. I would say there are 3 main drivers for clean tech. The first is the fact that climate change is no longer a subject of skepticism among the scientific community nor among the general public. The connection between greenhouse gas emissions and temperatures warming on the planet and the sometimes unpredictable effects of that warming are now part of our general knowledge base, and that is one major driver for this wave of innovation. The second is population growth and urbanization. And here, just by way of an anecdote to try to make this more mukashi, the world today has about 6.7 billion people. According to the UN, over the next 40 years, that's going to grow to over 9 billion people. We started our fund, we closed it in January of 2007. Since that time, there have been more than 150 million people added to planet Earth. Okay, that's something like 20 times the population of this country, and that's just in the last couple of years. The other key trend in terms of population growth is not just the numbers of people, but the fact that as economies are growing and large countries such as India and China are undergoing industrialization, there's a trend towards urbanization. And so you're getting more and more megacities. In 1975, there were only 5 cities in the world that had greater than 10 million people living in them. By 2015, which is not so long from now, according to some estimates, there's going to be over 25 cities with over 10 million people. I just got back from a trip recently to China, to Beijing, and it was my first trip there, and I don't think it will be my last because China is an enormous end market for some of the technology innovations coming out of Israel. But you see the effects of this urbanization as soon as you get off the plane. There's smog in the airport in Beijing. You feel like you're living in an exhaust pipe of an automobile, and the situation is only going to get worse.